Welcome back, this is Nerd Dad, and we are in episode 21 of our Factorio playthrough. Well, we're building up some lasers. I thought we'd get in here and get our uranium being mined. So let's get this all set up. I have brought down the sulfuric gas. The sulfuric acid. It's slowly working its way up, but the problem is we're building those lasers, so we're actually pulling quite a bit off on the train as well. And so we're kind of double tapping this process. Let me just check in there. He's still sitting over here. Yeah, he's still sitting here loading up, and he's got another 6K to go. So we're basically really bleeding off this line. This doesn't happen too often where we're putting out this much material with batteries all at once. So, maybe we double this down eventually, but I'm not really too worried about it quite yet. We seem to be okay. Okay, let's get back in here and take a little bit of a look at what we want to do. Well, we've got to set up these miners first, so we may as well do that. And we got lots of them. I brought lots with me. And we're just going to drop these guys in here. We're going to do these ones a little bit differently than our normal process of gaps, or are we? That's going to have to be a bit of a think bomb. What are we losing? Oh, it's that little end piece. Yeah, I was expecting we were going to lose those at some point. They're going to break through, but these guns will take care of them. Well, let's go and grab our miners. I'm going to put them side by side or not. That becomes a question. We could run power down the back side. I'm going to have to figure out how to mine this off later. We'll probably do some landfill to mine that off later. You know what? I don't like it. I'm thinking we're wasting good opportunity here. If we can get this right into here, then there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to push these guys back down a little bit more. Nope, that looks like as good as it's going to get. Okay. Do we want gaps? I don't know. Old habits die hard. Well, then we don't have to do any jumping in between. We'll just run the power down the backside of them. And we got to come this way a little bit because we got this weird thing going on here where we've got, this kind of thing. So we're going to need a jump somewhere. That will work. And we're going to need a gap somewhere like about there to bring the line through, I think, is going to be the smart play. Why don't we do that? Put those guys on the main line. So it's only that one we kind of got to bring in right now. And then we could put this one on the same sort of positioning. Actually, why don't we turn you as well? And we'll bring all you guys along here. Yeah, we keep running into problems there. Okay. What do we got? One thing we could do is do a little bit of a bend here like this, allowing ourselves to mine off this other side. Not sure it's really worth it. Well, we could tie it together on the end like that and just do a little loop through the machines themselves. Can't really fit this in here unless we want the cavorium to be sent off somewhere else. So it's kind of well, we could do that. At least get some of it out of there. Just trying to find ways that we can get sort of ultimate for what we've got for space. So maybe something like that. We're going to need pipes there though. Yeah, I think we'll just leave this gap right here for right now and then we'll move them back later. I think that just makes more sense than just about anything else. And I think we will do something like this. And then if we're going to run things off the backside here, we got to start thinking about how are we going to get power between these. So what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to do it like that. And we will just need to run one pipe and then we can run a power line kind of like this down the backside of these. And we'll just keep moving this along. And drop one in there. That's our line, so we don't want anything in there, but we can go down the backside of these guys. There we go. And just keep kind of fitting it in. Power right about there. That'll work. You don't have power. You're going to be... you two guys just don't want to play nice. Alright, we'll pull this one out then, and we will drop that in there, and that'll give those two guys power. And then we can do the back side of these guys here too. One there. And there. Alright, everybody's got power, so all we need now is a little bit of piping. I'll actually bring this one a little bit better. And if we were to bump that to that side like that. So there's sulfur coming in on those ones. Whoever moves has got sulfur gas, right? While those guys are going, I may as well just drop one across there, and we'll do kind of a jump. We'll use a pipe to ground right there, and then I think what we'll do is we'll do another one. No, I think we're gonna just be able to snake this around this way. How come you didn't pick that up? Because you're missing one pipe right there. Okay, so we got those guys moving. These guys are all moving. This is the one said we're going to have to snake a little bit. We'll just kind of do this. And a little snake backwards this way. And everybody's rolling, I think. Okay, so now we just got to get the materials out of here. So we'll just start at the end here. Whoa, look at us. That's going to be a lot of stuff. We'll just bring it down there like that. We have the ability right here to hook this up. Excellent. We've got this one side feeding the right side, so we'll get this one up here feeding the left side. I'll just bring it right in. It's almost like it was meant to be. I feel like I have to run this line between those two pipes. It just looks like it has to go through there. I don't know why. It just feels right. And it almost feels right that we need to do that as well. It just, again, meant to be. Wasn't planned, but that's what we're going to do with it. Everybody moving, everybody's doing their thing. Lots of this coming off of here, looking really good. What do we got here? Oh, why don't we do a little bit of lab research? And let's just get our centrifuges up. Okay, so what I did was I went and grabbed all 20. I said we were going to start with 10, but you know what? Why bother? Let's jump right in. Let's go whole hog. Let's just say, you know what? I think we want to do all 20 at once and panic because something's being killed. Oh, they're back at those guns again. They like it there. Yep, there goes just about all three. It kind of takes two and then you got to go back and replace them all. We'll get out there and we'll show them who's who. If I'm going to build this way, I really should have just stopped here and come straight up the middle, shouldn't I? But I need to go through there. It has to be. So we'll just build this a little bit backwards because of me and my, needing to have that go up that way for whatever dumb reason. So let's see. If we were to come down this way, we're going to need the items to come up the bottom. That's 4. That's 5. And that's... You know what? Let's do it something like this. Kind of changing my plans from what I had kind of envisioned, but I'm kind of going, you know what? Why not? Let's do something a little bit different than we usually do. Let's try something like this. I just feel like it's time for a change. And we'll put... Sorry, I keep being interrupted by those nasty little critters. So there's 5, and then if we had that come right through the middle, we go 1, 2, 3. Whoops. Die, tree, die. I just shot my centrifuge. Spent all that time building it, and man, did it get hurt quickly. Either my bullets are strong, or it is weak. This one is weak in the force. Okay, whoops. And there. And we'll just put these on the other side. I'm not sure this is the most effective method for this, but I got to run my pipe right down the, I got to ride my transport belt right down the middle of there, so, you know. It's not about what is sufficient, it's about where I need to put the transport belt. Okay, that's looking... I'm liking the looks of this. I'm thinking this looks pretty neat. Now, the only other problem, well, not a problem, just something we have to deal with is our output here and how we're going to deal with all this 238 and 235 that's come out of here. Because of the way I built this now, I've got ourselves way up into the oil field, so we don't want to be that far up with this when we look up. But I think we're actually going to take these out to the north. And the reason for it is when I build my Cavorium enrichment process, I'm going to want all the proceeds from this kind of feeding into a massive system I'm going to have here. So what we'll do for right now is we'll throw it all into storage, and then we'll pull it all off storage to get it going through the next component. So we're just going to put a couple of blues there. We're going to put a 235 inserter right there like that. You are going to be 235, and everybody else is going to be 238. And if there's one thing we know, we get lots of 238. Okay, and right now that's all we're going to do. We just wanted to get this up and running, showing us how much luck we have more than anything else. You know, are we going to be lucky and get lots of this, or are we going to be pulling on the weekend of this, and it'll be a good thing we have 20 of these, because we're going to be few and far between. It's I've seen, there's been games where I've been you get so much of it and you're right off the go and you're like, how did I get 20? And I barely even scratched the mine. And you got other times you're like, I've mined so much, it seems like it's never coming out. Probably just feels that way. It's probably all just sort of based on some sort of formula where you always are guaranteed one after a certain period, but it feels like you're not getting what you want. Okay, let's grab that, get a little bit of transportation tunnel right there. I think we'll do one on this end too, because who knows where we're going to take that line of ore at some point. Maybe we'll send it somewhere else to process. I don't know. You don't know. I don't know. None of us knows. What I do know is that line went way too far. Okay, we've got all that power. I brought in some new power lines too from way up north, so we're going to kind of pull off of there as well. And it's nice to see our sulfur's keeping up. And we're just going to drop a line in right about there. And they're not going to do anything unless we tell them what to do. So please do uranium processing. All of you, yes. All 20 of you. I got a feeling our power is going to take a massive snorf here. It's going to go, oh, I'm not sure we can handle 20 of these. What is the power pull of these? Let's take a look. Drain, 11.6 kilowatts. So, oh, that's going to be 200 kilowatts. 220. What are we looking at? Well, we better not put down any lasers, because this is going to probably max us out. But that's okay. We're doing this to get our nuclear power anyway, so if it blows it, we'll pull one side offline. But it's going to be fun to watch it go. And watch it go we will. Let's just give it a couple seconds. Put some lights in here while we're waiting. And there we go. We got a little bit of lighting going on here. Well, actually, let's light her up. Let's light her up really good. Just kind of like that. Oops, not in the way of the track. All I'm seeing is 238 so far. Come on. You almost like play a lottery thing. How long will it be before a 235 shows up? It's going to be forever. Oh my goodness. Did I really just... That was fantastic. Fantastically wrong. Oh boy. Alright. I'm like, what is going on? Yeah. It didn't connect the right line, so, you know, if you do that, bad things will happen. Every time. Good news is, didn't get too much down there. We were on top of it before it was a real problem. Imagine if we just walked away and we came back and it was like, okay, we just filled that with nothing. Alright, so basically there's no real point in sitting here really and watching. I mean, it's going to take a long while for this to get through. I'm just wondering if we're keeping all 20 of these going. It looks like we got one guy that's just not getting any of the... Oh, is he getting any? Oh, is he just... He's sad. It's not working. That's not bad. We got 19 of 20 working, so... That's not too bad. I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to get it all filled up. I mean, these will slowly drift off, but eventually we're going to have trains coming in here with train loads of this, and we're going to want a lot of them for processing, so it's going to be lots of fun when we get, when we hook up that big mine we were talking about. It's going to be really nice to watch it come in here and tear it apart. Okay, so what are we doing next? Yeah, I recall. We're just going to press the hazard concrete. And what that does for us is it fills in all our concrete for the power mine. Of course it doesn't do that. No, I just decided I'd get some concrete in there for us. Yeah, we're just going to have this all filled in nicely. It's going to start looking really good once we start getting all our other centrifuges up and running. And now we need to move on. And I just want to quickly look at our oil, see if we're making any progress there. Still not seeing that petroleum gas climbing. That's a little disconcerting, but we are shoving out a lot of plastic. What do we got? Yeah, we're putting out a lot of plastic. And with us doing this uranium mining now, we're going to be pushing out a lot of sulfur too. So we're taxing this quite a bit at the moment. Once we kind of push back on the plastic a bit, we won't be quite so needy. Alright, I think what we're going to do now is we're going to jump back in our vehicle and we're going to take a quick drive back into town. And that should get us back to our lasers. So we'll just try not to crash and do all the cliffs. Oh, what are we dying at? Oh, 2 deaths. Down on that corner for sure. We've got to go and deal with that corner at some point. But that's why we need to go back and check on our lasers. So I saw all those trees and got scared. You know, they were wanting payback on me, and I thought maybe I should. That was not good. Just drive straight into it, fuel free. Okay, so what I want to check on here really quickly is our power at the moment, because I'm guessing with those centrifuges coming online, I'm guessing that likely, not sure, but likely, we're probably going to have a few power issues. Let's take a look. Yep, we've got a few power issues. We'd be probably smart to pull those centrifuges offline. And the issue is now, if we go and put out lasers right now, we're going to have nothing but troubles. So, what to do? Thinking maybe we might have to go and pull some of those centrifuges offline. I should have just checked the power when I was back there. What to do? Because there isn't really anything else we can do here other than add more power, except for 1/2 of our boilers are not boiling. So let's go find out why. Is it because we don't have water? I don't know. Let's go take a look. I'm just noticing we're not kicking out enough. Yeah, and a lot of our steam engines are shut down. So this could be because I have everything combined, and I've had this before where you think you can combine it all, it looks like it's working, and then the next thing you know, it's not doing what you want it to do. And so what I think we're going to do, and this isn't connected, so that would help as well. Let's see if that helps at all. Are these guys going to feed up? That one went online. But what about the rest of you fine boys? Nope. I don't think we're getting what we should be getting here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to split our steam off here. And what we're going to do is, because we have this main line that's steam, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a secondary steam line here. And I just kind of want to think about how this is going to look. What we will do is we will have another line that comes off the end of here. How far would this go? I don't want this connected quite yet. We'll do it to there. Steam on top of us. And we'll just push this. We're going to want to go halfway down. So, what do we got here? We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, so 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. So that's 5 and 1. And that's 4 and 1. 3 and 1. So the issue is we want to split right between one of these. So we're going to do it something like this. We're going to pull this offline, and this is going to cause a bit of pain temporarily. We're going to just split that. We're going to bring this pipe like this. Just temporarily, of course. And we'll bring it into there like that. And let's just use straight pipe to finish it off. And then we'll put a pipe to ground right there. Now, We know that's not connected. What's our power looking like right now? I'm just curious. So that only dropped us a little bit, which we're definitely reinforcing our, hey, our stuff isn't going the way it needs to. I'm going to pull this all offline temporarily here. We're going to bump this line right in like that. And that basically gets this central piece rerunning. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bump this over. We're going to start up the other steam engines. And then we're going to grab this half. And I've just got to figure out where this is going to go. Can't go there because of the water. Yikes. Bunk, bunk, bunk. I didn't think it through enough. I think we can come out this way, so we're going to have to do this just a little bit differently. We're going to have to jump this a little bit sooner, like this. I'll just put an extra jumper in there. Okay, there we go. So that should run the steam engine through. That's going to where it needs to go. It looks like we could use some more pipe to ground. There they are. And then what we'll do is we'll split this one off, kind of like this. I'm sure that you're chewing on something. The good news is we don't have lasers up yet, so we're not. When we're knocking the power down temporarily here, we're not hurting our electrical. Okay, so we got that going. We're going to branch these lines on the outside here into this new line. And what we should be doing at this point is being able to pull these off. Now our center line should be coming all the way down to here. And those two that we just connected should be kicking the other lines. And we should have all the steam engines going, except for maybe the back edge. And if we've done it right, we should have better power. So sometimes what you need to do is when you get to your maximum for your 20 boilers and your 40 steam engines, often I find that I end up having to split the steam over at a certain point. And we just magically hit that spot. Sometimes I can get to nuclear before I worry about it. Your design probably should just always be a split every time you put on an extra bank of 20 boilers. I find myself often having to do this because I just don't really design for it. And you'd think I'd learn, but I never seem to. Anyways, we've got enough power now to give us a bit of a laser. You know, we can put some laser defense out there and just use it for a little bit. We are pushing towards the nuclear. In fact, it's always nice to kind of go take a little look, see if we've got any of that 2, 3 yet. Oh, we got 2 of them. So that'll get us next to 0. But no, it's getting us there. We're getting there quickly. What we want to do is go back into our plant here. And now that we've got... Oh, there's that little pond bugging me again. Driving on transport belts. Never a fun idea. Alright, here we are back in our bus. I'm betting we could probably use some resources here. Why don't we go up and reload a few things? So we've been doing this quite a bit as well. When we've been offline, we've been running up and getting new materials, and it's been actually working really well. I know we built this way back many episodes ago, and when you haven't really seen me run back here to do this too often, I thought I'd kind of revisit this time just to kind of remind ourselves, hey, it's really nice to have these things available. Oops, I got way too much concrete in my bags for that little, haha, I'm so funny. When I'm not. But we got a little bit of concrete we're going to throw back into our car here. We've got lots of stuff in there. We could probably get rid of iron ore and things from building and me carrying it around. The other thing I want to show you is our science packs are doing quite well. You know, we're managing to keep this blue, like basically right at the factory level, and everything else has been working quite well. So everything we've done to date seems to be holding value so far. We haven't really broken it too much. I see that our steel has fallen way off, and I know why that is. Well, we all know why that is. It's because we're building lasers, and they are piggish. So let's go see how many lasers we've got sitting in there. Nice if we got a couple 100, maybe 300. Any chance we're getting close to 300? It'd be really nice. That'd get us maybe half of our defense up. Lots in here. So, oh, we're backlogged, so we should have 300. So there's our 300, and we're backlogged, so that's fantastic. What we're going to probably have to go up and do before we take all these 300 lasers, I think we will run up and open up the floodgates on this steel processing here. I've already put in the furnaces, and it looks like we're not really getting enough. Why are we not getting enough iron ore? What's going on? We might have to... Oh, look at our double line of iron ore is not sufficient. Ha! Well, maybe it's time. Feels a little early. We might just try to nurse our way through this component. We know we want to build, and I think we might have talked about this quite a way back when we were talking about our copper rail. We wanted to bring in a nice iron ore rail line right in here and blast out all this cliff. Before I do that, I really would like to get our laser defense, and what we're going to do is, as we talked last time, is kind of cut across here. But I'd also like to start working on, this nuclear power, which we want here, which means, again, I think we need to get that laser defense out. So I think it's one of those chicken egg things. It would be nice to have lots more ore coming in to help with the next round of lasers, but I'm thinking if we just nurse our way through it, and we'll just stagger the lasers a little bit, and I think we'll probably do that offline here and just try to get it built up a little bit. Look at the size of that swarm. Come on, machine guns, you got it. Oh, this guy's going down. He's gone. And yeah, they're getting to be too many spitters with the guns. Look at that. Look at the number of guys going at that thing. Jeepers. So I got a few gun emplacements we're going to have to take out. That's another reason for us to get those lasers out. We get those lasers out and these won't be so problematic. It's funny how they attack some places and just leave others right alone. But okay, so let's start working on that. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go offline here. We're going to get some defense going, start working on that. And, oh, is this explosive rockety? That's not going to hurt us too bad. I'm just debating where we want to go from here. We know we want to go lasers, so I think maybe we'll buff up our laser defense first. It's weird that... Same price for different levels. I think that's where we're going to go. This is really sporadic. This is making me sad. This very sporadic iron ore. Alright, we're going to have to kind of deal with that at some point too. Okay, well, we know why it's doing that. We're bleeding it all off into this way. I mean, we're aware. So, I bet you it's partly maybe because we built a bunch of centrifuges too, I'm guessing. I would guess that maybe we have 20 centrifuges sitting there, so we probably, I see this line's just backfilling now, so yeah, we've been busy stealing a lot of steel. Gee, the puns are horrific. Anyways, yeah, well, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go offline here. We're going to build up some defense. We'll kind of run it out, and, oh, look at that. Yuck. Okay, sorry, I keep shiny objecting on us. Yep, that's what we're going to... Oh, my goodness. Every time I look around, there's a huge new swarm of bugs. I think that kind of commits us to the cause here. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So I thank you for joining me. I've enjoyed this episode. Really liked getting the uranium up and running. And the other nice thing about us going off and building the defense is while we're doing that, we'll be mining out that 235. That'll get us even closer. It'll allow our some of our line to catch up a bit. The only problem that I'm concerned about is we're not going to have what we need probably backed up here for steel, because I'm going to steal it all. And I did that pun again. For our nuclear power plant, and we're gonna want just one. So, gee, I could stop the line, and I'll think about what some options are here. We just don't have the 500 we need over here, so we'll have to ponder that. Maybe we'll just bleed off that line and this line and see how close we get, and we'll go from there. Thank you for joining me. I'm Nerd Dad, and I'm out.